Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Mayor Baraka's Facebook Live. I'm Cerenthia McElroy, the manager of Newark People's Assembly. Today, the Facebook Live is about the 2024 crime stats between public safety and OVP. Today, we have on the call our special guest is Assistant Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Barry Ford. Also, we have the Chief of Police, Sharonda Morris. Also, we have the Deputy Director, Leonardo Carrillo from Public Safety. Also, Kalisha Winfield is the Director of Office of Violence Prevention. Sorry, she couldn't be here today, but we'll make sure that we'll get any information out that needs to be, and we'll make sure that, we reach out to everyone. So with that being said, I'm going to open the floor to Assistant Deputy Mayor Barry Ford. You want to tell us about the 2024 crime stats?
Yes, absolutely. Good evening, everyone. In terms of the crime stats for the year, we spent a lot of time establishing a variety of different areas in which we wanted to look at our data for the year. So we look at data in Office of Violence Prevention in a number of tangible ways. First and foremost, we are looking at our actual numbers of referrals, the ones that we get from the precincts, as well as those that we get from the youth services section. Additionally, we break those down into a number of different categories relative to assault, relative to different types of crime, violent and non-violent, and essentially utilize that data to assess where we put our team members and our resources as far as our canvassing efforts in the community, as far as our responses. We also utilize that to know essentially how we put our social workers into the precincts. Lastly, we look at specific MPT data around critical incidences, whether that be shootings, stabbings, et cetera, and the amount of responses that we do as a staff, and try to check essentially, our notification follow-up rate. We want to make sure that we keep that really high in alignment with what MPD is doing at any given time to make sure that the efforts are uniform. And we do take pride in our partnership with MPD, as we are trying to continuously look for ways to be proactive in cutting crime in the city and also being responsive to quell things that come up as the year goes.
Thank you, Barry. Good information. So, Chief of Police Sharonda, you want to talk about on the public safety side, what is it with the crime stats and how is it improving?
Okay, with the 2024 crime stats, we are down in homicides. We're down 61%, compared over last year. We're actually at, over a 60-year low, in our homicides. So we've been working hard at keeping that at bay, and so it shows. We're also down in our non-fatal shooting victims as well. We're down 47% with that. So that is also trending in the right directions. We're down in our burglaries and also our auto thefts, which was a big problem for us last year. We're down in our auto thefts. So that's actually the biggest increase, that we're down in our auto theft. We're down 35%. So we've been working hard with that as well, a little bit of a quality of life issue. So not only are we dealing with the violent crimes, we also deal with the quality of life. Everything is high on the agenda and everything needs to be addressed. So we make sure that, all that is important to us and it's always addressed that way. Overall, our property crimes are down and our overall crime is down by 5%.
Thank you, Chief. And that's good information. We're gonna talk to Director Carrillo, to tell us what part you play in and how the collaboration is working with getting the crime stats down for 2024.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Cerenthia. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here, first and foremost. And really, my role is to ensure policy-wide in terms of the department, how we deploy and how we're deploying regarding community engagement particularly. And it's one thing I've been fortunate to be able to work alongside folks from the Office of Violence Prevention, Deputy Mayor Ford, Director Winfield Hill, Deputy Mayor Yuri, over the years in terms of policy and how we interact with, again, this is all new here in Newark, how we're deploying and how we're addressing public safety. Because, we're looking at it from that lens of a public health crisis, right? So we're able to come together in different and innovative ways. We're able to do things today that we weren't able to do in the past, where we're going to victims of crime, where as the police, we're just taking a report, where now we take the report and we investigate the crime, but then OVP comes in and follows up, and they will provide those resources that they may need to address those cycles of crime or whatever issues that they're having. So, it's having a very meaningful impact. And again, I've been grateful to be part of that journey for the number of years that I've been working around policy.
Thank you. Thank you. Assistant Deputy Mayor Barry, you want to tell us a little bit from OVP side, Office of Violence Prevention, Trauma Recovery side, like how is it effective? What are we doing? What's the manpower we have to help, with the public safety side?
So, as Deputy Director Carrillo said, we have spent the last almost 4 years building out this work collectively. So we look at work three ways. We look at it first and foremost, what we can do preemptively to stop things, in terms of giving people resources that, lessen the opportunities for them to commit crime. We look in immediacy after an incident and how we get people initial supports and resources. And then lastly, on a long-term scale, how we continue to support those individuals to prevent things like recidivism if they've previously been involved in crime and violence, or making sure that they're less likely to continue to go through incidences of violence. So we do things around direct resource provision. So sometimes that's just giving someone food, clothing, different things like that they may otherwise have to or feel that they have to commit crime to get. We also work a lot with information services, making sure that people clearly understand what resources are available to them and how they can get those resources. We put a lot of emphasis on emotional counseling and support. So as I said, we have a number of social workers and external community partners who provide counseling services in a variety of different areas for individuals who have been involved in crime and violence. We also work with the Office of Homeless Services a lot of times around homelessness. That becomes one of the biggest issues, and people not having homes and being transient, where we need to work with Director Ulario and others to make sure that we try to get housing for folks. And then we're also working around giving people, criminal and civic justice assistance, making sure that, individuals also who are in the legal system understand how to navigate it and understand their rights and what have you. So, we are taking a holistic approach in terms of how we're trying to keep those numbers down. I also want to speak very adamantly about our community partners. They are critical to the work in conjunction to us, in addition to our social workers and our counseling staff and our outreach workers. They all work tremendously hard in the canvassing of the local communities. And, ascend from the social services side, that is what OVP's primary goal is. And that's what we're going to continue to work hand in hand in 2024 with MPD to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Chief Morris, can you please explain from the public safety side, how can, someone help out or be important from the community to help be a part of the collaboration? What things that they can do to get involved, the community?
Right, so we currently have precincts in all the wards, and all of the precincts have community meetings. Once a month, they have community meetings, and everybody in that ward is invited to attend those meetings. And at those meetings, all the issues and complaints and everything from the different wards are given to the captains of those precincts, and they have to, forward that up to us and just to confirm that they're following up. And we do an after action to make sure that all the issues that come through the community meetings are addressed. We have community service officers in all the precincts. They also go out there, day to day, and you can always reach out to them and you'll be able to have all your issues addressed through them as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, Director Carrillo, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, not only sort of on our end, but even on the OVP side of the house, they're looking for folks, to assist on their end as well. Again, we talk about, how this is a community-based approach. So you have a number of folks through sort of the umbrella of OVP and the Brick City Peace Collective, where folks come in, from the community and assist in that way. So definitely from either side, whether you come in and either form a community block watch group, form again these groups where you come in and have meetings over at the precincts, get to know your precinct commanders, just to, again to all of us be part of this as a community. It's important.
Thank you. Thank you. And just to add that, that's why it's very important. We're pushing, for more block associations to get involved so we can work with Office of Violence Prevention. We could work with the police department, the different stations and the captains and the community service officers. And I know it takes a lot for us to work together, but we're out here, getting the job done, working to help improve. So I'm gonna just ask, how can we get involved? How can we reach out to Office of Violence Prevention? Assistant Deputy Mayor.
Well, relative to us, we have 4 actual sites where we have office space. Our main office is 1017th between Irvin Turner and Bergen. That's where we started the office. In addition, we have an office or the West War Victims Outreach. That is, I believe, 846, 850 South Orange Avenue. We also have our Metro Division team that's working at 189 Market Street. And lastly, myself and some of our evening staff are in fact here at 695 Bergen in the new William O. Ashby Center. So we can be reached there at any given time. If individuals would like to call the office, the number is 973-733-5958 to be reached at any given time. We are always willing to come out. Really quickly too, there was one thing I did want to stress in the coming year, which I neglected, I apologize, that we did take a big look at domestic violence and the incidences that we dealt with that. And we are now with Deputy Mayor Yuri, Director Wingfield Hill, the Corporation Counsel, Kenyatta Stewart and others working to create a very robust domestic violence task force to really deal with some of those issues that come up, particularly dealing with some of the offenders and how we can stop some of that behavior from continuing. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to talk about the domestic violence, where should someone call or where should they go to get the services?
Well, we have the Baraka Center. We everything for the domestic violence work out of that office. So at any time you can go down there and have a complaint. They have guys on the city side, we have guys on the police side that work with domestic violence. We have our special victims unit that's also in the Baraka Center. They deal with domestic violence, they deal with missing persons, stuff of that nature. So we collaborate there with the guys from the city and from the guys from the department as well as OVP.
Thank you. Thank you. So if somebody needs to reach out, I have a question about someone needing to reach out about the missing persons. Is there a number that they can call that you can give them?
Yes, our special victims, the number is 733-7273.
You want to say it again? I'm sorry.
It's 973-733-RAPE. 7273. That's the number for our special victims. They also do missing persons. So even though the number is for domestic violence, they also handle the missing persons as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cerenthia, really quickly, I'm sorry because
Sure.
I've been over here for quite some time now. I gave the number for I gave the incorrect number for the office for 1017. I apologize. The number for 1017 is 973-733-5655. And also if individuals want to reach West Ward Victims Outreach or the Metro, they can call 201-618-2576. Thank you.
And I also want to mention that We do have a website for public safety.
I was gonna
It's
say.
newarkpublicsafety.org. You can go on our website and you can find any of the precincts. You can submit a crime tip, you can pay a ticket, you can report misconduct, you can make a complaint on officers, and you can find any other type of forms as well. So that's a public website for the community. That's newarkpublicsafety.org.
And I know a lot of time residents, they always want to call, 911. Can we just make sure they're aware of if it's a non-emergency, what number they're calling?
973-733-6000 is our non-emergency number.
Thank you. And Barry, did you want to, how could someone go find OVP, email? Do they have social media to reach out to?
Yes, so we have primarily our Instagram, which we pretty get a lot of traffic through. Our website, our external website is still being worked on. We do, in fact, also have a website through the City of Newark website that can be accessed that gives the general information about OVPTR. Our Instagram is at OVPTR_Newark.
Thank you. I saw in the chat someone asked about the no heat and hot water hotline. The number you can reach out to is 973-733-6471, 973-733-6471. Thank you all. I'm just gonna, if you are in a community and you want to get involved, it's very important that you get involved with the police department, go to the police precincts, community meetings, as well as the community meetings for the Newark People's Assembly. We all work together collectively, as well as getting involved with Office of Violence Prevention. If you want, I'm gonna start with Director Carrillo. How can someone get in touch with you if they need to reach out to you?
So I have the honor of working here at 695 Bergen Street, the William Mobile Ashby Community Care Training Center. It's the home of the Newark Police Academy, Fire Training Division, and an Office of Violence Prevention. They have some folks working out of the building as well. So yeah, I work out of here, and the number here is 973-733-6030.
Thank you. And then Chief Sharonda, it's Chief Sharonda Morris. How
Yes.
can someone get in touch with you if they need to reach out to you?
Right, you can reach me at the office of the Chief of Police, and that number is 973-733-7930.
Deputy Mayor, last but not least, how can someone get in touch with you, or even Deputy Mayor Yuri as well?
If individuals are looking to get in touch with Deputy Mayor Yuri, she is located in City Hall, directly in the mayor's office. If they're looking to get in touch with Director Wingfield Hill, they can go to 1017th Avenue. And if they're looking to reach me, they can come here. I'm about, I want to say, roughly 100 yards from Deputy Director Carrillo here in the William Mobile Ashby Center.
Okay. And then for OVP, can you just repeat the number for Office of Violence Prevention to get in touch with Director Carlisha Winfield Hill?
Absolutely. The main line for the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery is 973-733-5655.
Thank you. I think we covered everything for the most part. Do anybody have anything they want to end off with saying before I close out?
No, I just want to mention one of the programs I failed to mention earlier that the department is looking into, and it's for the citizens. We're looking to implement Project Lifesaver, which is for it's like a tracking unit where it's for people with autism, Alzheimer's, and stuff of that nature. It's for our missing persons unit. And they would register, they would get like a bracelet, and it's a tracking tool in case they go missing. So it's something that we're looking to implement in this coming year. So I thought it was just important to mention it. So I wanted to make sure I put that out there.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So again, thank you for tuning in to Mayor Baraka's Facebook Live for the 2024 crime stats. If you have any further questions, you can reach out to the Public Safety Department, Police Department, Office of Violence Prevention. And I just want to say again, if you ever need to reach out to Newark People's Assembly, you can reach me at 973-733-3265. You can reach everyone on their social media platform, Facebook, and also Instagram. And I just want to say good night. Thank you all again for coming and spreading this important information to the community.